Dubeki. You're welcome, madam. Man, they would love to see your face. The face of the first female professor, mass communication, University of Ilorin. You stopped clapping. Why now? Okay. Thank you for honoring her. Dr. Babatunde from Computer Science Department, you are recognized. We appreciate you. And to all our students who are here, students of the Faculty of Communication Information Sciences. Are you in the house? Are you in the house of the greatest Unilight? Greatest of the greatest Unilight. Put your hands together for yourselves. So our KBS is just as Professor Oluwakemi Christiana Abikoye is an illustrious and industrious daughter of a sin. The same way she is a blessing to us in the university. Sirs, if you look back, you'll see the number of people that are seated, that are here to honor her. This is an indication of what we're saying. So, Eshigonyo, thank you very much for donating her to the university. We appreciate it so much. Put your hands together for our KBSs. When I say our KBSs, and especially my KBSs, for those who joined us much later, they are my KBSs because I'm equally from Isi and I have my KBSs here. Please put your hands together for my KBSs. We are glad to have you, sirs. So, ladies and gentlemen, the time is ticking. We are getting ready to have the procession of the Vice Chancellor. And the time is ticking for us to welcome the procession of the Vice Chancellor. But in his absence, I introduced to us, I told you, this is the 270th in the series. The 5th from the faculty, the 2nd from the department, but the 1st by a female professor in the department. I'm glad to let you know that we have the 3rd from the faculty, but the 1st from the department with us. And this is talking Professor Rashid Benga Limo. I'm not satisfied by that, but let me add to it. Yes, the 3rd from the faculty, the 1st from the department, a former dean of the faculty, currently director of computer science, director ComSit of this university, and the pioneer vice chancellor, Mohammed Kamaldeen University, Ilorin. Thank you, sir. So at the level of the department, she laid the foundation for Professor Abikoye. And ladies and gentlemen, even if the VC is here, I will say it to his face, because he has some people that himself calls my employer. And these are council members of the university. And we have one of them here, who also has been here to deliver his inaugural lecture before today. Formerly the head of his department, formerly the dean of his faculty, currently the council member, currently the chairman publications of this university. I'm talking formerly chairman ceremonials of this university. Please put your hands together for Professor Abdul Rashid Abiodun Adeoye. His inaugural lecture is dated back to December 2019. Thank you, sir. So lára àwọn tó ti ṣe foundation yẹn to be very solid. And so this is what I mean when I tell you that the inaugural lecturer today is coming to stand and build on a very solid foundation. It's a foundation laid by 269 professors before today. And it is now the time for the lecture, which has been titled Invisible Bouncers in the World of Information Security. And it is to be delivered by Professor Oluwakemi Christiana Abikoye. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we all rise to welcome the procession of the Vice Chancellor? Please do not cross the procession. Do not exchange pleasantries with the procession. We remain standing as we observe the university anthem. Thank you very much. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Wahab Olasukwegbeole, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, welcome you to the 270th Inaugural Lecture titled Invisible Bouncers in the World of Information Security, to be delivered by Professor Oluwakemi Christiana Abikoye. Professor Oluwakemi Christiana Abikoye was born on the 15th of May 1977 to the family of Dr. Joshua Ayodele Oladele Adeoye of Oke-Ore Compound, Iwo, and Mrs. Felicia Omawumi Adeoye ní Idowu of Ilela Compound, Iwo, both of Isin local government area of Kwara State. He had primary education at the University of Ilorin Staff School from 1982 to 1988. And for her secondary school education, she attended Ilorin Secondary School from 1989 to 1994. Professor Oluwakemi had National Diploma in Computer Science from the Kwara State Polytechnic in 1996 and earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Computer Science from the University of Ilorin in 2001. She bagged a Master of Science degree in Computer Science from the University of Ibadan in 2006 and Doctor of Philosophy degree in Computer Science from the University of Ilorin in 2013. Professor Abikoye joined the services of the University of Ilorin as a graduate assistant in the Department of Computer Science in 2004 and rose through the rank to become a professor in 2021. Professor Abikoye has served in various capacities within and outside the university, and this includes acting head of Department of Computer Science, Deputy Director Research, Center for Research Development and In-House Training Credit, Assistant Examination Officer, Member, Faculty Admission Screening Committee, Level Advisor, Departmental Examination Officer, Departmental Postgraduate PhD Coordinator, Secretary, Faculty Examination Malpractices Panel, among others. At present, Professor Abikoye is a member of the University of Ilorin 50th Anniversary Committee, and she is the Faculty of Communication and Information Sciences representative on JUPEB, University Certificate Training Committee, and Student Accommodation Committee, and the alternate chairman, Technical Committee on Development and Implementing Innovative Entrepreneurship Certification, to mention but a few. Professor Abikoye is a recipient of many awards, which include Information Technology Award of Excellence, presented by Center for Information Technology, Imam Hamza College of Education, Ilorin, in recognition of efforts in promoting excellence in information technology growth and development. Award as the best reviewer of the faculty journal, contributing to the growth and development of the faculty. Award of recognition by Male Training Academy and Center in recognition of contribution and support towards the success of the PTDA ICT TETLP program at Lagos, Imo, and Rivers State. Meritorious Award in recognition of diligence, commitment, outstanding service, and performance as the longest serving examination officer in the Department of Computer Science by the Faculty of Communication and Information Sciences, a certificate of recognition in ISTEAM's Research Nexus Conference, the African Apps Development Conference / exhibition, the computer-inspired pedagogy workshop, ISTEAM AADCE Ilorin, certificate of award in appreciation of excellent tutoring during the 2006-2007 academic session by the Nigeria Association of Computer Science Students, certificate of recognition for educational advancement by Iwo Community, Isin local government area of Kwara State in October 2004. Professor Abikoye is a member of many learned and professional bodies, which include Nigerian Computer Society, Science Association of Nigeria, IEEE Computer Society, Computer Professional Registration Council of Nigeria, Nigeria Women in Information Technology, Academia in Information Technology Profession, and Practical Artificial Intelligence Development Foundation. Professor Abikoye has over 120 publications in reputable home-based national and international journals, edited conference proceedings, and chapters in books. She has supervised several BSc projects, postgraduate diploma in computer science projects, 18 MSc dissertation, Master of Science in Information Technology projects, and 11 PhD theses. She has attended various local, national, and international conferences. Professor Abikoye has also served as external examiner and assessor to many candidates in universities across Nigeria. Professor Oluwakemi Christiana Abikoye is married to Prince Oluwole Olasoji Abikoye, and the union is blessed with children. Let me call on Professor Oluwakemi Christiana Abikoye to present the 270th inaugural lecture of the University of Ilorin.
In the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the Vice Chancellor, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Management Services, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Research Technology and Innovation, the University Registrar, the University Bursar, the University Librarian, the Provost College of Earth Sciences, Dean Faculty of Communication and Information Sciences, Dean of other faculties, Postgraduate School and Student Affairs, Professor and other member of Senate, directors and heads of various centers and units, head of the Department of Computer Science, head of other academic departments, members of the academic, administrative, and technical staff, my Lord, spiritual and temporal, greatest computer science student, great student of the University of Ilorin, gentlemen of the print and electronic media, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I give God all the glory, honor, and adoration for the opportunity and privilege given to me to stand in front of this great audience to deliver this inaugural lecture. This is the first to be presented by a female professor of computer science at the University of Ilorin. My Lord and God, You are my source, my inspiration, my sustenance, my guide, my light, and salvation. As the Bible says in Romans chapter 9, verses 15 to 16. For it says to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. It is not therefore depends on man's desire or effort, but on God's mercy. This implies that true success is not solely dependent on man's desire or effort, but on God's mercy. So it is your mercy, O Lord, that I receive that make today a reality. My journey to becoming a professor of computer science were not as straightforward as it seemed. Initially, I wanted to study medicine, but due to the fear of biological jargon, while in secondary school, I opted to study pharmacy at Ahmadu Bello University, ABU Zaria. Back then, applying to higher education requires separate application for each institution, whereas today, a single application allows you to apply to multiple institutions. I was not seriously interested in going to the Polytechnic, but I had to pick up the application form as a LUM. I initially chose banking and finance as a course of study based on my good performance in accounts as a subject in secondary school, and also the lack of earth science related courses at the Polytechnic at the time. One day, my elder brother, then a computer science student with the University of Ilorin, looked through my application form and asked me why I chose banking and finance, given my science background. I told him there was no earth science program at the Polytechnic. He then advised me to pick computer science instead. I decided to follow his advice, and that marks the beginning of my career pursuits in the field of computer science. Eventually, I got admission to Kwara Polytechnic to study computer science. The application to ABU was not successful. I decided to resume for the national diploma in order to not to sit at home for a whole year while I prepared to write another JAM to study pharmacy at the University of Ibadan, and also collected University of Ilorin remedial form to study medicine. All effort to get admission to the University of Ibadan the following year proved abortive because of my scores. So the only option left was the Unilorin remedial program. Surprisingly and disappointedly, when Unilorin released the remedial admission list, I was offered agriculture instead of medicine. Nibo la nlo, nibo la jasi. On the verge of resuming the remedial program, during my second year at the Polytechnic, ASU went on national-wide strike, leading to the closure of all the federal universities. And as such, I had to continue my program at the Polytechnic. When the strike ended, I pondered deeply about going for the remedial program or completing my national diploma program. I honestly do not want to study agriculture, and I was almost done with the program at that time. I weighed the options and decided to continue studying computer science at Kwara State Polytechnic with the intention to seek direct entry admission into the computer science program of the University of Ilorin. After my national diploma in computer science in Kwara State Polytechnic, I applied for the Ilorin computer science program as a direct entry student, and I was offered admission. This marked the beginning of where I am today as a professor of computer science. Years later, I found myself returning to the very walls of the University of Ilorin, not as a student seeking knowledge, but as a lecturer ready to impart knowledge and conduct research in computing. I started my academic career as a graduate assistant in 2004, and I diligently climbed the academic ladder, eventually earning the prestigious title of Professor of Computer Science. Looking back on the twists and turns of my path, I cannot help but see every setback in this journey as a stepping stone that ultimately led me to this fulfilling destiny. This is a reality I would not have foreseen back then. Since then, I have been unraveling the mystery of information security using different invisible answers. An inaugural lecture is an opportunity for a professor to highlight his or her teaching and research expertise, contributions, and achievements in his or her choosing field of study. Consequently, I feel honored to stand before this August gathering today to deliver the 270th inaugural lecture in a series. This is the second in the Department of Computer Science and the fifth in the Faculty of Communication and Information Science, titled Invisible Answers in the World of Information Security. In the course of this lecture, I will be showcasing my academic expertise and achievement using various invisible answers to unravel the mystery of information security. Information security uses a variety of techniques such as encryption, access restriction, authentication, intrusion detection, and prevention system, and cybersecurity procedures to protect data against unauthorized access, disclosure, change, or destruction. However, information security often operates secretly, making its presence known but concealing its operation, much like as an invisible guard positioned at the entrance. This complex aspect of information security highlights the challenges and importance of safeguarding digital assets in today's world. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, it is important that sensitive information is protected in an increasingly interconnected digital world due to the dynamic nature of threats such as cyber attack, malware, phishing, insider threats, and social engineering. By understanding the concept of the invisible cancer in information security, knowledge of the unseen threats that can affect our digital lives and the techniques required to safeguard against them will be gained. In the field of information security, the concept of invisible bouncers is comparable to the role of security measures that silently but effectively operate to protect digital access. It implies the presence of protective measures that may not be readily evident but play a crucial and important role in protecting network and sensitive data. In the same way that a bouncer monitors and controls access to a venue on location, this invisible security mechanism operates silently in the background, scrutinizing incoming traffic, verifying user identities, detecting and averting any potential threat. They serve as the first line of defense, actively preventing malicious activities and unauthorized access, and making sure that only unauthorized users have access to sensitive data. This could include intrusion detection system, firewalls, steganography tools, biometric traits, cryptographic and encryption protocols, and other security measures that work behind the scene to protect against cyber threats. My research contribution in information security. Mr. Vice Chancellor, my research contribution in unraveling the mystery of information security spans biometric security, cryptography and steganography, phishing, spam detection, intrusion detection system, web and network security, and Android malware detection. Biometric security. The signature of a person is an important biometric attribute of an human being that can be used to authenticate human identity. However, human signatures can be handled as an image and recognized using computer visions and neural network techniques. An offline signature recognition and verification using the neural networks was proposed by Abikoye, Abikoye, and Ajibade 2011, where the signature was captured and presented to the user in an image format. In this study, the signature recognition and verification system was based on image processing, moment invariant, some global properties, and neural network. Both systems employed a three-step procedure. In the first step, the signature was separated from its image background. The second step performed normalization and digitalization of the original signature, moment invariant, and some global properties that are used as input features for the neural network were obtained in the third step. The system was implemented using C#. Our recognition exhibited a 100% success rate by correctly identifying all the signatures that it was trained for. The iris is an annular region of the eye bounded by the pupil and the sclera, and on either side it has many interlacing features so that the stripes, etc., collectively referred to as the texture of the iris. Iris recognition is one of the newer biometric recognition technologies used for personal identification because it is reliable and widely used. As part of my contribution to developing an iris recognition system for personal identification, Abikoye, Omoleyin, and Sadiku 2012 proposed an efficient algorithm for iris recognition. In this research, images were acquired from pre-collected images from Cassia database, and then the iris was localized in the eye image. The algorithm developed can accurately define both the inner and outer boundaries of the iris, irrespective of the geometry. It may be ellipse or circle. Then, a novel feature extraction technique known as fast wavelength transfers was used to extract the features of the iris and encode the features to generate its 2048-bit iris feature code. The algorithm was fast and has a low complexity rate. Abikoye, Sadiku, Adewale, and Jimo 2014. To deduce the effectiveness of some feature extraction methods using iris recognition system, Abikoye, Aro, Ogundokun, and Akonde 2018, they carried out a comparative analysis of 3 feature extraction techniques, which are gamma transform, scale inference, feature transform, and high wavelength transform. We acquired the iris images from the Kasha database, and the acquired images were segmented and normalized using Dogman integral differential operator and Dogman rubber sheet model, respectively. The processed iris images were passed separately to the 3 feature extraction techniques, and the extraction features were matched using arming distance measure with a threshold value set to 0.3732. This result revealed that the carbon wavelength transform performs better than the 2 other features extraction method based on precision, sensitivity, and accuracy. Mr. Vice Chancellor, card holders encounter several problems at the point of sale terminal. This include inadequate security of automated teller machine, root theft, not remembering the PIN, and the problem of identifying card holder as the owner of the card. In this study, we provide a solution to reduce the identified problem by developing a biometric-based POS through the introduction of iris scan, the authentication level of the existing machine. The experimental results showed that the developed system could significantly minimize card holder fraud at the POS machine if not eradicated. Abikoye, Afolabi, and Aro 2019. Fingerprint recognition is one of the oldest and most reliable biometric use for personal identification, and it has come a long way from tedious manual fingerprint matching. Adewale, Jimon, and Abikoye 2014 reviewed the algorithm for the various stages involved in fingerprint recognition, such as fingerprint image acquisition, segmentation, normalization, reach orientation estimation, reach frequency, carbon filtering, polarization, thinning, and so on and so forth. The results showed that the system is able to identify those students who are qualified to sit for an exam. Adewale, Jimoh, Abikoye, Ajiboye, 2014. As biometrics becomes the most promising authentication technology, the world is faced with the challenge of choosing the best among the biometric traits for security purpose. Abikoye, Adewale, Saladin 2014 applied a physiologic model to determine the security level of 15 biometric traits. Biometric characteristics categorized by previous researchers in the field of biometrics were used as a knowledge base, and the results show that fingerprint, hand geometry, hand veins, iris, eye canal, and palm print a medium security level among the 15 biometric traits considered based on the following metrics: universality, uniqueness, permanence, palatability, performance, and circumvention. Due to the fact that biometric techniques has been recording a high level of security when compared with other forms of authentication, they still come with challenges in terms of speed and accuracy. In this regard, Abikoye, Chukwu, and Babatunde 2016 developed an improved palm based recognition system. Binarized image obtained from Chemis was then thinned using Samsung algorithm, and pattern matching was done using Euclidean distance. The system was successfully tested using the Kasha database and demonstrated high accuracy and speed in recognition, having a very low dependency rates with a region of interest size extracted. Vice Chancellor, sir, the importance of security in any financial sector cannot be overemphasized because single factor authentication, which is the username and password, is no longer sufficient. Therefore, multi-factor authentication is required to address security in financial systems. To solve this problem, Abikoye and Sonny 2017 proposed keystroke dynamics, a behavioral biometrics, as an additional security measure. The system provides a stronger security measures than conventional password authentication and can be used in a well-based small and medium scale enterprise. Carbon filters has been employed greatly and are highly considered to be one of the best performing techniques for feature extraction in face recognition, owing to their invariance against local distortion initiated by changes in expression, lightning, and pose. In view of this, Abikoye, Aro, and Budget 2017 conducted a survey on two-dimensional carbon filters for face recognition. The finding reveals that carbon filters suffer from high feature dimensionality. In order to solve this problem, a nature-inspired meta-heuristic optimization algorithm known as ACO was applied to obtain relevant and optimal features from the huge carbon features. The study, from the result of the experimental study, showed that myelobis has the highest classification accuracy of 97.14% and 97.71 for the two databases used respectively. Aro, Abikoye, Baje, 2018. Aro, Abikoye, Oladipo, and Awotunde, 2019. Principal component analysis is an appearance-based technique for feature extraction that is commonly used in computer vision and image processing, which suffers from enumeration variation. Thus, knowing which enumeration control method to use in a PCA-based face recognition system is very important. Abikoye, Soyemi, and Aro 2019 performed a comparative analysis of enumeration normalization based on PCA feature extraction for face recognition. 3 selected normalization techniques: discrete cosine transform, adaptive histogram equalization, and contrast limited adaptive histogram equalization were applied to normalize the acquired face image. The best recognition accuracy of 91.84% was obtained in TCT for the ORL database. It was concluded that enumeration control approaches have a predominant effect on PCA-based facial recognition system. Diabetic retinopathy is a microvascular complication of diabetes that results in the alteration or total damage of retinal blood vessels. Each earlier examination of retinal blood vessels could help in the detection and diagnosis of the symptoms of DR, thereby containing its effect. In this regard, a Dempster Shaffer based detector was used to segment the retinal blood vessel of DR patients from an image source from Drive database. A segmented accuracy of 0.9765 was recorded when the ROC of the techniques were computed. This shows that an acceptable degree of blood vessel segmentation was achieved. Akonde, Abikoye, and Kayode, 2018. Furthermore, a framework from LD diabetic retinal image recognition was implemented. In the study, a framework with 2 different approaches was presented. The first approach employed structural features for LD retinal image recognition, while the second employed fascicular and lesion-based features for DR retinal image recognition. Recognition rate of 100%, 97.23% were achieved for the LD and DR retinal images respectively. Akonde, Abikoye, Kayode, and Namari, 2020. Mr. Vice Chancellor, hypertensive retinopathy and glaucoma are also 2 most common and leading eye problems responsible for human vision loss and blindness. Both causes alteration of the vascular structure of the retina, thereby initiating gradual vision loss and eventual blindness. It is revealing to know that early detection of the changes in the vascular structure of the retina can help detect these diseases before the eventual collapse of the eye. This prompted Akonde, Abikoye, at SANI 2020 to present a database that contains high-resolution biomedical image files of vascular structure extracted from retinal images of HR glaucoma. The database contains 110 retinal S20 high-resolution scanner and of 600 by 400 resolution. The blood vessel segmentation was also carried out using a Dempster Shaffer edge page detector, while the MATLAB R215A program environment was used for the implementation. The iris recognition system is one of the most widely used and acceptable means of personal recognition and authentication. It has recently become an official means of national identification in electric research. The iris database produced by Cassia is the first, most popular, and widely used publicly available iris dataset. There existing publicly available human iris data sets that are collected from non-African subjects. Hence, the need for an African human iris database. Vice Chancellor, sir, I'm glad to let you know that among the team that collected the first human iris data set of African descent, named the African Human Iris data set. The African Iris Human data set is the first of its kind and is made freely and publicly available in 2022. It was collected from 1,028 students as star volunteers at Latoke Akintola University of Technology, Oyo State, Nigeria, and in Landmark University in Omaran, Kwara State. Three categories of images were collected for these volunteers. The first category were made of 4 iris images that were captured when the volunteers used spectacles as shown in figure 3, while the second category includes 4 iris images that were captured from the volunteers when they wear no spectacles as shown in figure 4. However, the third category of iris image was obtained from 8 volunteers that used print patterned contact lenses as shown in figure 5. Akonde, Ojiba, Abikoye, Akindele, 2022. To study the ethnicity and biometric uniqueness of individual iris pattern in a West African database, Dogman, Dunning, Akonde, and Abikoye, 2024, conducted more than 1.3 million comparisons of iris pattern encoded from images in the newly available African Human Iris database. We concluded that individuality can be accurately distinguished by comparison of iris patterns in this West African population despite demographic differences. To carry cryptography and steganography, to carry along the Yoruba speaking people in the advancement taking place in the world of information technology and in linguistics and data security. Abikoye, Akintola, and Ibrahim, 2014, developed a Yoruba language crypto system that involves the encryption and decryption of information written in Yoruba as text using the CISA algorithm and was implemented using Java programming tools. As a result of the swift development in efficient video compression techniques and internet technologies, Babatunde Jimoh, Abikoye, and Isaka, 2017, provided an overview of existing video encryption techniques with an explanation on the concept of video encryption. The review also employed the performance metric used in the evaluation and comparison of the performance of the video encryption algorithm. We concluded that all the encryption algorithm provided the most secure form of video security, but it was computationally expensive and not applicable in real-time application. Abikoye and Nwankolo, 2015, obtained an object-oriented paradigm that can be used to implement a public key EGAMA crypto system using Java programming language. This proposed system showed how secure messages are sent over the network and how the generation of public keys is done in an encapsulated way. The increased use of electronic mix of data transfer from one point to another, coupled with growth in networking and the internet, has really called for vital security. Considering this, Omolenyin, Abikoye, and Jimoh, 2008, developed a data encryption and decryption algorithm using a four-row cipher. The encryption keys depends on the number of rows used to break down the message into a row and column arrangement that resembles a fence array. In addition, Omolenyin, Abikoye, and Jimoh, 2009, analyzed the time complexity of this algorithm, and it was shown that the complexity of the algorithm was quadratic. Omolenyin, Abikoye, and Jimoh, 2019. We had to modify the ring-fence cipher that was done by the creation of a subroutine that re-encrypts the data as a set time interval, so that after the first use of the known key, a subsequent key that will be used will be internally determined by the algorithm to ensure message security before transmission within a messaging system over the internet. Mr. Vice Chancellor, Abikoye and Adaramati, 2016, developed an information security model using the two-fish algorithm with a single private key of 16 bits in character length for both encryption and decryption. The result shows that the system gives a different ciphertext each time encryption is performed, which makes it efficient. Due to the increasing security concerns related to data communication over the internet and the importance of cryptography in securing the data, the AES algorithm is an effective algorithm security. In AES encryption, the data to be encrypted and the encryption key to be used are of different lengths, which are 128, 192, or 256 bits. Due to the complexity involved in implementing AES in 192 and 256, most literature has focused on the implementation of the AES algorithm using 128 bits. However, Abikoye, Duba, and Akonde 2017 implemented the AES data encryption algorithm using 128, 192, and 256 bits for textual information. In symmetric cryptography, security key description that can perform a performance bottleneck, where asymmetric ciphers consume significant computational resources. Leveraging on this, Abikoye, Dokoro, and Abdullahi 2019 developed a symmetric and asymmetric based encryption model so as to achieve robust security and faster processing speed by employing AES as a symmetric algorithm and RSA as an asymmetric algorithm. We implemented the model using Java programming language and evaluated the performance of the model proposed model in terms of encryption and decryption time, and the results showed that the proposed model takes a little time longer than the RSA algorithm. The wide acceptability of AES as the most efficient of all the symmetric cryptography techniques has further opened it up to more attacks. These have further necessitated the need for Abikoye, Ahmed, Abulai, Akonde, and Hassani 2019 to present a modified AES algorithm that was achieved by modifying the sub-byte and shift rows transformation. The sub-byte transformation was modified to be a round key dependent, while the shift rows transformation was randomized. The conventional and modified AES algorithm are both implemented and evaluated in terms of avalanche effect and execution time. The modified AES algorithm achieved an avalanche effect of 57.81% as compared to 50.78% recorded with the conventional AES. Among the several existing cryptographic techniques, the DES has been widely employed. However, it suffers from key and differential attacks. To overcome this attack, we propose a DES cryptographic techniques whose number of rounds was dynamic, whereby users are expected to specify the number of encryption and decryption rounds to be employed at runtime. The modified DES yielded a better avalanche effect for rounds greater than 16, though its encryption and decryption time was greater than those of the traditional DES. Akonde, Abikoye, Kayode, Aro 2020. Vice Chancellor, sir, the knowledge-based authentication techniques uses what a user knows, such as graphical or text-based password. Both graphical and static password could be forgotten by the users, willingly divulge to a trusted person, or accidentally divulge under pressure. This limitation leads to the introduction of dynamic password called OTP, a system-generated password that could not only be used once and within a short period of time, therefore providing a smaller window of time for an intruder to operate. Considering this, Abikoye Akonde Galba 2019 presented a 3x3 Fisher cryptography scheme, FCS technique for OTP security. A high-quality OTP image was recovered as revealed by the peak signal-to-ratio values, and there was no change in the size of the OTP images. Mr. Vice Chancellor, the security and privacy of patient information remain a major issue of concern among health practitioners. In putting up measures to ensure that unauthorized individuals do not have access to this information, Akonde, Abikoye, Adebiyi, Okudokun 2019 developed a modified bloodfish algorithm for securing textual and graphic medical information. Number of pixel chain rate and unified average changing intensity of 98.85% and 33.65% revealed that the modified algorithm was sensitive to changes in its key and also resistive to differential attack. Also, Bolagade, Jimoh, and Abikoye 2022 developed an enhanced bloodfish algorithm will reduce computational speed for encrypting and decrypting information. In enhancing this bloodfish algorithm, a 128 block size and 128 bit key were used to derive a new F function. The original structure was also altered by employing the hash function to boost the security strength by replacing the exclusive or operation. Oladipupo and Abikoye 2022A developed a modified play fair crypto system that is capable of handling different block size with high diffusion and confusion properties. We introduce permutation, drawing, encryption, and decryption processes at both character and bit level as a measure to introduce confusion and diffusion in MPF. Cryptanalysis attack with likes of primitive security attack was conducted. The results showed that the developed MPF crypto system was resistant to various cryptographic attacks as 100% and 96.87% of the cybertext characters changed as a result of a change of one character of the plain text. The world is increasingly moving towards the use of resource-constrained application where computational speed, storage, and bandwidth are limited. With ecliptic curve cryptography, security features such as public key encryption, digital signatures, non-interactive key exchange, and a host of others can be offered with high speed, small space consumption, and bandwidth savings. In this regard, Oladipupo and Abikoye 2022B identified the flaws in the existing ECC implementation that was made vulnerable to man-in-the-middle attack. The experimental results of the security analysis show that the improved algorithm developed was resistant to the security flaws that the existing system are vulnerable to. A further modification was made to the existing ECC by optimizing it for the parallel execution of the encryption and decryption processes and security against primitive attack in the design of the wireless sensor network. Oladipupo Abikoye 2023. The Internet of Things is a recent paradigm in the wireless communication field that comprises smart appliances with a digital entity that can universally connect to a network and the internet. The amalgamation of IoT technology into a medical system gave back to the Internet of Medical Things. However, the wide acceptability of IOMT has met with strict resistance as people are still reluctant to provide critical user data or authorization to a server where such data could be accessed because the confidentiality of the data is at stake. As a way to put up a secure, privacy-preserving and less computational intensive scheme for securing and preserving the privacy of sensitive medical information on the cloud, Abikoye et al. 2023 developed a secure IOMT model with an efficient cloud data privacy preserving techniques for securing critical users' information over the Internet of Medical Things. The analysis results reveal that the model is secure, the privacy of critical user information, and shows robust resistance against different cryptanalysis attack. The increase in the number of attacks recorded during the electronic exchange of information between the source and intended destination has called for a more robust method for securing data transfer. Taking this into account, Abikoye, Adewale, and Oladipupo 2012 introduced a system for concealing data, leveraging audio steganography and cryptography with the objectives of securing data transfer between the source and destination. Audio medium was used for the steganography, and the LSB algorithm was employed to encode the message inside the audio file. To solve the problem of attacking or hacking a biometric template for a malicious act, which has become a huge problem in the iris recognition system, Abikoye, Ojo, Awotude, and Ogundokun 2020 combined two cryptographic algorithms and steganography to secure the iris template and make it safe. The dual-level security techniques provided high embedded capacity and produced high-quality stego images that would be able to withstand attacks. Vice Chancellor, sir, the development of the medical field has led to the transformation of communication from paper information into digital form. Medical information security has become a great concern as the medical field is moving towards the digital world, and hence patient information, disease diagnosis, and so on are being stored in the digital image. Therefore, to improve the medical information security, the safe conveyance of medical data across unsecure network nowadays is an essential issue in telemedicine. A comprehensive review of the research trend on MSB testanography can be used in securing medical information such as text, image, audio, video, graphics was done, and its efficiency and effectiveness were also evaluated. Ogundokun Abikoye Mistra and Awotunde 2020, Abikoye and Ogundokun 2021, Ogundokun and Abikoye 2021, Abikoye Ogundokun Mistra 2022. Mr. Vice Chancellor, with the multitude of security challenge facing the online community, malicious websites play a critical role in today's cybersecurity threat. Indeed, malicious URL can be delivered to users via emails, text messages, pop-ups, or advertisement. To recognize this malicious website, blacklisting services has been created by the web security community, which has proven to be inefficient. In addressing this problem, Adewale Rahim Abikoye, Jimo 2021 proposed a meta-heuristic optimization method for malicious URL detection based on genetic algorithm and wolf optimization algorithm. Support vector machine as well as random forest was used for the classification of phishing websites. The result shows that SV1 performed on better by the evaluation conducted. The use of machine learning approaches for phishing attack classification is an active research area in the field of cybersecurity. These ML techniques can be categorized as a single or ensemble learners. Assembly learner has been identified as more promising than single classifier. However, some of the ways to achieve improved ML-based detection models are through feature selection and dimensionality reduction, as well as upper parameter tuning. In this regard, Jimo Oyelelakin Abikoye Ogundele 2023 used ensemble learning algorithm, which are RF and extra 3 ensembles. The RF-based phishing classification model achieved 99.3 accuracy when compared with extra 3 zone. The study concluded that the attribute selection and parameter tuning approaches employed are very promising. Twitter microplugging social network has become a data stream communication environment where millions of tweets are distributed daily. To date, existing approaches for spam detection on Twitter focus primarily on batch learning approaches and categorize tweets as either spam or non-spam. So the streaming nature of tweets, Adewale, Jimo, Akintola, and Abikoye 2018 deviated from the existing batch learning approach and proposed an example-based streaming framework for both spam detection and risk assessment. Due to the obvious importance of accuracy in the performance of intrusion detection system, in addition to the algorithm use, there's an increasing need for more activities to be carried out, aiming for improved accuracy and reduced real-time detection. Therefore, Abikoye, Balogun, Olarewaju, and Baje 2016 investigated the use of vector data set on the performance of the J48 Edition 3 classifier to classify a connection as either normal or an attack. In the quest for an efficient intrusion detection system, Abikoye, Aro, Obisa and Babatunde 2017 developed an hybridized intrusion detection system using GA and taboo search. The results show that genetic algorithm has a classification accuracy of 83.56%, which can significantly detect almost all the data that is in the computer network. Short message service has been identified as a fast communication approach due to its low cost and stress-free nature. The general acceptability of SMS has exposed it to many threats, and one of these is spamming. In SMS spam detection, feature extraction plays a factor role. The extraction of feature in SMS informs the process of reducing an initial set of raw features into more manageable forms for processing. Abikoye, Taufik Ibrahim, and Aro 2020 developed an optimized one-dimensional denary pattern for SMS feature extraction. The results subsequently, Taufik Ibrahim, Abikoye, and Toye 2020 extended the research by classifying the optimized features using 7 ML algorithm. SVM emerged as the best performing algorithm for both non-optimized and optimized system. Further, to prevent the act of smishing rather than detecting and separating spam SMS from armed messages. Akonde, Mele, Abikoye, Jimo, Fatokun, 2022, developed a mobile application called SMS Protest that used a rule-based SMS service to detect and prevent snitching attack. The result of the analysis was sent as a notification to the user to the developed mobile application. However, the final decision to retain or discard the message depends on the user after receiving the notification. Web and network security. Development of A3 and A8 algorithm is considered as a matter of individual GSM network operators. Abikoye and Baje, 2008, presented a computer model for the A3 algorithm, and the model was implemented using Visual Basic 6.0 programming language. The A3 and A8 algorithm are similar in functionality and commonly implemented as a single algorithm called COMP128. Furthermore, Vice Chancellor Abikoye and Oluwade, 2008, performed a computational time complexity of COM128, and it was shown that the running time of the user identification algorithm was constant. Due to the increasing threat of structured query language injection and the cross-site scripting attack on data-driven web application, measures must be put in place to curtail the growing threat of this attack. With this understanding, Abikoye, Abulai, Ahmed, Konde, and Kayode presented a novel technique to prevent this attack using the KMP string match algorithm. Mr. Vice Chancellor, truly, humans and the weakness link of security. Human cybersecurity behavior have created serious vulnerability that attackers exploit using social engineering attack techniques, and finally revealed that the human factors are responsible for 95% of all the security incidences. Therefore, Arua and Abikoye, 2017, critically announced the human factors of behavior as major threat to cyber security. The findings revealed that the powerful security firm that was used as a case study was compromised and overtaken through simple SQL injection techniques and a very crafty social engineering attack, which succeeded because of sheer personnel negligence and unwittingly utterance. Android smartphone and tablets are massively proliferating in every sector of national economies. The developed economies are well advanced in making preparation against any eventualities and security challenges that might arise with the adoption of this technology. Developing economies, on the other hand, are not well prepared to face these different challenges. To address this pertinent issue, Abikoye and Arua, 2018, seek to critically evaluate the security threats associated with Android malware. Vice Chancellor, this informs Abikoye, Wanka, and Akonde, 2020, to carry out a comprehensive review of machine learning techniques and their application in Android malware detection as found in contemporary literature. Furthermore, Abikoye, Wanka, and Akonde, 2020b, identified that traditional signature-based malware detection techniques has been proven to be less effective in detecting new and unknown malware. To evaluate the performance of 4 different machine languages in detecting this malware in Android device, Salim, Quadri, and Abikoye, 2020, conducted a study where some machine learning algorithms were used in the detection of Android malware. Wanka, Abikoye, and Adekeye, 2021, conducted a performance analysis between 6 different classification algorithms, naming the naive, simple logic tricks, random forest, partial decision tree, k-nearest label, and SVM, leveraging permission-based feature set. Internet user has been found with a lot of threats with the growth of malware around the world. Ransomware, one of the most significant types of malware, encrypts sensitive information and will not release the file until the player pays a ransom. In this regard, to solve this problem, Ogudokun, Awotude Mistra, Abikoye, and Folarin, 2021, presented a ML model capable of detecting ransom attacks on IoT attacks. The Special Research Grant Award. Consequently, Mr. Vice Chancellor, as a collaborator in AI, have attracted the Artificial Intelligence for Female in STEM Project grant. Permit me, sir, to elaborate on this grant because it provides gender inclusiveness in Nigeria to solve the problem of high gender inequity in STEM. This project was awarded by the Royal Academy of Engineers and to a consortium of about 9 institutions, namely Summit University, University of Ilorin, Federal University of Technology, Kwara State University, Olabisi Onabanjo University, and so on and so forth. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, it is my great pleasure to tell you that I'm the lead partner for the University of Ilorin. The project has a commencement meeting on the 20th to 23rd November 2022 at the University at Summit University offer. Also, Mr. Vice Chancellor, the second annual workshop of the project was organized by the Ilorin team, led by yours truly, in the Faculty of Communication and Information Sciences, Lecture Theatre on the 29th to 31st of October 2023. The workshop was tagged Empowering Tomorrow, Transforming Lives with Gender Inclusive AI and STEM. Also, the Ilorin team organized a free 2-day hands-on training and workshop on AI and robotics on the 29th to 30th January 2024, conveyed by me. Vice Chancellor, Mr. Vice Chancellor, 2 of our students, 1 female and 1 male, benefited from the Project Immersion Program. They had their 6-month CWES from April 2024 to September 2024 under this project, with monthly allowance of 16,000, 50,000 naira for the female and the male beneficiaries respectively. Also, the program has sponsored a female PhD student to the Endeavour Kingdom in January 2024 for her research benchwork and to also enhance her capacity on research. Vice Chancellor, sir, I'm happy and excited to let you know that the beneficiary is a postgraduate student of the University of Ilorin and one of my current PhD supervisees. It is worthy of note also that the student had both their first and second degrees here at the University of Ilorin. She graduated with first class honors in computer science in the year 2014. My contribution to the university: I have successfully supervised 18 masters and 9 PhD theses, mostly in the area of information security, and I'm currently supervising 2 masters and 2 PhD theses. First female acting head of department, May 2020 to July 31, 2022. Departmental postgraduate. It is worth of note that I'm also the first female to become the departmental postgraduate PhD coordinator. It's also worthy of note to know that I'm the first female to become the departmental examination officer. Also, I've been able to be chairpersons and members of various departmental committees. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I must say at this junction that the Lord has always used me as a pace setter and driving force for other females in the department. At the faculty level, I've served as secretary, faculty examination malpractice panel, and also chairperson of the local organizing committee of the just concluded 3rd Faculty International Conference on ICT for National Development and Sustainability. At the university level, I was appointed the Deputy Director Research at the Center for Research Development and Industry, September 2020 to November 2022. Also, faculty rep of University Convocation and Ceremonial Committee for various years. Faculty representative, Business Committee of Senate for various years. Also, community service. I'm a pastor at the Potter's Porch International Churches. Member, Success for Ladies Ministry. This is a ministry that is committed to liberating ladies for all-round success, conveyed by Pastor Oluseyi Aboyeji. Professional service. Current coordinator, Nigerian Women in Information Technology, NIWIT, Kwara State Chapter. In conclusion, Invisible Bouncer in the world of information security reveals several critical details that highlight the significance of data security. Information security is much like a bouncer at the door, and in the background, it guards both the visible and invisible threat. Recommendation. Due to the sensitivity of information security, I want to make the following recommendation. Password must be changed every 3 months. Consistent training, retraining and organization of cybersecurity awareness program for the workforce. Establishment of incident response plans. Conducting routine security assessments. Application of cutting-edge technology such as machine learning, AI, and behavioral analytics to detect and reduce security threats. Acknowledgements. I praise my God and Father, from whom all blessings flow, the giver of life, strength, and wisdom. Without him, I am nothing. My visible bouncer, bouncing away all forms of evil, seen and unseen. The omnipotent, omniscience, lily of the valley, I am that I am. The one who was, who is, and who is to come. King of kings, Lord of lords, greater than the greatest, stronger than the stronger. the richer than the richest, wiser than the wisest, faithful Father, Jehovah Shammah, Elohim, reliable Father. If my heart, yes, our earth are full of tongues, they are not enough to praise you for how far you have brought me. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praises shall continually be in my mouth. Left for the devil, he does not want today to be a reality. About 65 days ago, I lost two people that were so close to my heart. One of my Metis sisters, Dr. Shakirat Aderonke Saliu, on the 24th September, and my mother the following day, the 25th September 2024, I was sad, disturbed, and downcasted. But to God be the glory and shame to the devil. To my father and knight in shiny armor, and the first man I ever admired, Elder Dr. Ayodele Oladele Adoye of blessed memory, who instilled in me hard work, trust in God, punctuality, diligence, and qualities of a frontliner. Daddy, you loved me and my siblings, sent us to the best schools around at the time, and generally gave us the best of all we can have. It is very painful that you are not here today to witness this landmark in my academic pursuit. I know that you are in paradise with the Lord, and you're overjoyed and proud to see me achieve this milestone, which was your dream for me, a status you will have attained when you started your career in academics at the ABU in 1972, before moving down to the civil service in Kwara State in 1973. According to the words of Thomas Campbell, to live in art we leave behind is not to die. To my amiable, energetic, industrious, supportive, and ever caring mother, and my first teacher, Mrs. Felicia Omowumi Adoye of blessed memory. You were my primary one teacher, and today's achievement is the result of the solid academic foundation you laid for me. Thank you for your prayers and encouragement all this year. I'm totally grateful to you for the inspiration you have given to me to always believe in myself and have a can-do spirit. You are my gold, and I cannot trade you for anything. How I wish you stay to witness today a milestone I once shared with ultimate excitement with you, my beloved mother. Though you are no longer with me to witness this achievement, your love and guidance remain deeply in my heart. I wish you were here to see me shine, to share the pride and joy of you and Daddy unwavering support nurture. Your absence weighs heavily on me, but I take solace in knowing that your spirit lives on through me. This lecture is not just a professional accomplishment, it is a testament of you and Daddy's constant faith in me. I dedicate this moment to you and Daddy's memory, honoring the sacrifices you and Daddy made and the dream and vision for me. Vice Chancellor, sir, permit me to ask the audience to stand in 1 minute in remembrance of my parents and my mentee. May their soul rest in peace. I'm grateful to all the teachers that taught me at the primary, secondary, and university level. My special thanks goes to Dr. Mrs. Fola Olowoleni, the former registrar of the University of Ilorin, Mrs. V.O. Ishola, and Dr. Mrs. Josephine Iyabo Yebanji, whom God used to facilitate my employment at the University of Ilorin. To my PhD supervisors, Professor J.S. Sadiku, Professor Professor J.A. Gbadeyan, and my MSc supervisor, Professor B.A. Oluwade. Thank you for your mentoring and guidance. I acknowledge the past physics and other principal officers for the roles played in my career growth and development. To Professor I.O.O. Amali, who under his tenure, I was offered an appointment as a GA. To my immediate past VC, Professor S.A. Abu Karim, I got promoted to a reader, and I was appointed as the Deputy Director of Research, and also the acting HOD of Computer Science. To the current VC, Professor W.O. Egbewole, who announced my professorship. Thank you all for being great leader of excellence. To all my academic and professional advisor, Professor G. Aderomu, Sadiku, Gbadeyan, Adagodo, and so on and so forth. Please permit me to single out Professor J. Omoniyi, whose guidance has been an instrumental in shaping my academic career. I'm also forever grateful to all the professors in the Faculty of Communication and Information Sciences, Professor L.O. Aino, J.S. Sadiku, Professor Isa, Professor Mejabi, Professor Idowu, Professor Itela, Professor Assis, Professor Oladele, the two Oladeles, the Professor Ami, Professor Abubaki, and other members of faculty teaching and non-teaching staff. Your support are highly appreciated. I want to appreciate Professor Elo Aino, A. Isa, and Professor Mejabi for the various opportunities they gave me to grow administratively by way of assigning tasks, which has given me the requisite administrative acumen as a staff and professor in the faculty. I also thank my present dean, Professor A.L. Assis, for supporting and always believing in me. You also set up Inaugural Lecture Planning Committee for the success of this outing. I appreciate all the members of the committee, heavily led by Dr. Fatima E. Usman Hamza, for their efforts in making today a success. My special thanks go to Professor A.A. Adioye, the chairperson, Library and Publication Committee, for the meticulous editing and feedback on my paper. Your input has greatly improved its quality. I equally thank those that read and edited the draft of this lecture: Professor Jimo, Professor Baje, Dr. Shakira Salim, Dr. Abubakri. To all the members of the Department of Computer Science, the one big family, you are all more than colleagues to me. You are my brothers, sisters, friends, sons and daughters. My special goes to Professor Oladele Dechodi, Professor Ami, Professor Oladele, Professor Babatunde, and every other person, because of time I will not be able to mention. So my academic sons and daughters, Dr. Amos Baje, Abimbola Kitola, Sakirat A. Saliu, Fatima Uzman Hamza, K.S. Awotunde, K.S. Adewale, Joseph Awotunde, Peter Sadiku, Benga Balogun, and every other person. Thank you for the measurable love. Professor R.D. Juma and Dr. M.A. Mabayoje, thank you for all you do. To all the past and present departmental secretary, I appreciate you all. You were all like mothers to me. Also to the past and present clerical and administrative staff, Mrs. Obans, Mrs. Abulai, Mrs. Ademola, thank you for the support and care. I appreciate Professor K.W. Wahab for the Director of Credit when I was the Deputy Director, and also the Deputy Director Training when I was as well, and all the staffs of Credit. Thank you for making my tenure worthwhile. To all the member and academic staff of the Department of Computer Science, Department of Physical Science of Alikma University, I say thank you. To all my research collaborators, especially the AF for FS team, Professor Abino, Professor Bamidele Adebisi, Dr. Shakirat, and others. To all my friends and within and outside the university, Dr. Yekunle, Dr. Oloyede, Dr. Lambe Mustafa, Dr. Yinka Adedoyin, Dr. Akamu, Professor Kunle Olawepo, Dr. Oladimeji, Remi Kolawole, Bimbo Bolaji, Maituni, Adejosola Olawepo, and so many of them. Akin Babatunde, Dickiness, Moyoluwa Owolabi, Iyaraji, and so many other people. I say thank you. You are all appreciated. I would like to extend my appreciation to Nigeria Computer Society and Nigeria Women in Information Technology. Also, I render my great greetings and administration to all my academic sons and daughters, Dr. Tayo Oladele Aro, Benjamin Ruma Kuka, Noah Oluwatobi Akonde, Akim Balola Akonde, Roslyn Oluwaseun Ogundokun, Shakirat Aderonke Saliu, Fatima Taufik Ibrahim, Morufa Bolagade, Iso Taiwo Oladipupo, Peter Sadiku, Mrs. Ganiya Afolabi Yusuf, and Evelyn Temitayo, whose scholarly journey I've had the privilege to guide and study. You are all part of this success story today, and you are the future of all our feed. To all my MSc supervisors, thank you for being the integral part of this journey. I love you all. God bless. To all the royal fathers present here, the lady of Edidi, Oba Jekiri Aboyeji, and the Oluwo of Iwo, Oba Architect Utade, ably represented at the Ballet of Iwo. Thank you for coming. God bless you. To all the pastorate and board of elders and members of the first EQUA under the distinguished leadership of Reverend Dr. B.M. Owojaye, thank you for your prayers, mentorship, and support all this year. To my one and only pastor, father, mentor, and boss, Pastor J.T. Aboyeji, the presiding pastor of the Portal Sports International Churches. Thank you, sir, for imparting on me the grace of hope, possibility, and assurance, and also the mentality of speedy accomplishment. You taught me not to be slothful in business, to be fervent in spirit, and to diligently serve the Lord. You have always been there for me through thick and thin. Also to my spiritual mother, Pastor Mrs. Oluseye Aboyeji, the senior pastor of TPP IC. You are an epitome of humility. Your disposition has taught me what a virtuous woman should be. To all the fellow pastors in the fire, Pastor Tayo Wolabi, Pastor Victor Ige, which is now the Director General, Nigeria Geological Survey Agency, Pastor Raji Michael, and also all the pastors. Pastor Shola, thank you for coming. God bless you. I'm honored to serve alongside with you in sharing the love and message of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. To all the ministers, elders, deaconesses, workers, virtuous women, mighty men, and the entire member of the TPPIC, you are great. I appreciate you all. To my maternal and my maternal family members, the Adioyes, all my uncles are here, my aunties are here, the Dowus, my uncles are here, and Rosiola, Adebayos, Iroloyes, and Bolaris. Please permit you to go out these following people: Dr. Yinka Adebayo, Mr. Adebayo Idowu, Dr. Mrs. Yapo Adubari, Mrs. Ronke Kunlolayopo, Mr. Adeyemi Adebayo, Mrs. Victoria Folake Adedoyin, and Mrs. Christiana Biola Ajiboye. You are all well appreciated. To my father and mother-in-laws, it's Prince J.O. Abikoye and Mrs. M.T. Abikoye. Thank you, sir and ma. Your encouragement over the years has been an instrumental to attain this significant milestone. And I'm grateful for everything you have done. To my husband, siblings, and their spouse, Pastor and Mrs. Akinola and Olanika Ajiboye, Mrs. Olubumilawa, Mr. and Mrs. Rotimi and Funke Abikoye, Pastor and Mrs. Kayode and Sholalawa, Dr. and Mrs. Tayo and Shade Abikoye. Thank you for all you do. My especially goes to Mr. and Mrs. Eo Oyeni and all their children. To all the number 13 fast close code, to all the GRA Flower Garden residents, I love you all. I'm deeply grateful for your unwavering support. To my siblings, Mr. George Oluwasheye Adeoye is the one representing my father and my mother today, all the way from Saudi Arabia. Mr. Oluwagbenga Kodwin Adeoye, Mrs. Oluwaye, Mrs. Susan Babaridi, and Mrs. Oluwatobi Joan Bembaba today, including their spouses, Bukola Adeoye, Bimbo Adeoye, Dr. Damilola Babaridi, and Dayo Babatunde. Your belief in me from the early days of my academic pursuit to this day has been a constant source of strength. I cherish the moments and the memories we have shared and the encouragement you have provided. And I'm thankful for the unity and love that define our family. To my children and my cheerleaders, Oluwashinayomi Nathaniel, Oluwashemilore Glory, Oluwashemilogo Christabel, Morenikeji, I'm filled with immense gratitude towards you all for your understanding, for your support and love, which has been my pillar of strength throughout this journey. I'm aware and I'm deeply grateful for the sacrifices that you have made to accommodate my career aspiration. Being your mother is the greatest joy ever. I love you all. Finally, to my crown and forever mine, the mind behind the scene, Prince Oluwole Olasoji Abikoye, your love, your care, your support, and understanding have allowed me to pursue my dream with confidence. Thank you for being my greatest supporter. You are my jewel of inestimable value. May we live together in sound mind, good health, and prosperity to eat the fruit of our labor. I love you beyond measure. To everyone that has contributed to my achievements and success in one way or the other, that time will not permit me to mention their names, I say, God bless you all. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, permit me to end this inaugural lecture with this song. See how far you've brought me. I'm so glad you found me worthy. I can see, I can tell, and I know it's your grace. All my days I will sing your praise.
Students. The professor of information security has spoken. On behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Wahab Egbewole, it is customary to recognize our guests that are here today. Let me first recognize our scholars. We thank you for coming. They are the future of the university. Let me also recognize the Vice Chancellor, Aman Patigi University, Professor Kazim Alagbe Bolagade. Our council members are here. Professor Rashid Adeoye. The Vice Chancellor, Muhammad Kamal University, is also here. Professor Rashid Benga Jima. Professor Abiodun Musa Aibinu, the Vice Chancellor, Summit University of is online. We thank him for joining. Professor Francisca Oladipo, the Vice Chancellor, Thomas Adewumi University, Oko, is also online. Then we appreciate Professor Abdul Wahab Olarewaju Isa, former University Librarian, University of Ilorin. We also welcome Professor Adegboyega Disafawole, who joined us online. And I think the Vice Chancellor is also online. Professor Wahab Olasupo Egbewole, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Honorable Damilola Yusuf Adelodun, Kwara State Commissioner for Business and Innovation Technology, is also with us. You are welcome. Professor Lukman Adeshina Aziz, Dean Faculty of CIS, is also online. Our Royal Father, the LADD of ADD, His Royal Highness Oba Gabriel Kolawole Aboyeji Aretujoye Kabiyesi, and his chiefs are here. The Oniwo of Iwo, His Royal Majesty Oba Architect Joshua Olutade, and chiefs. Kabiyesi. Our clergy, we recognize you. Pastor J.T. Aboyeji, the presiding pastor, the Potter's Porch International Churches, and his wife. We recognize you, sirs. Ama. Reverend B.M. Owojaye, the senior minister, First Equa Church, Ilorin. We also recognize Professor Teju Jolayemi, our retired distinguished professor. You are welcome, sir. Barrister Bukola Abikoye, you are most welcome. Professor T.F. Oluriola, former Dean, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, University of Ilorin. Baba, you are welcome, sir. Professor Mrs. A.A. Oladimeji, we recognize you. Mr. Lanre Adeoye, Mr. Olufemi Adeoye, Chief Sundry Idowu, Mr. George Oluwaseye Adeoye, Professor and Mrs. Oyebanji, Mr. and Mrs. R.O. Olaoshebikan, Mr. Adebayo Idowu, Professor J.O. Omaleyin is online. We recognize you, sir. Teaching and non-teaching staff of the university, the press. There are more than 60 participants online. Dr. Yinka Adebayo, we thank you for coming. Iyabo Adunbari, we thank you. Elder George Oluwaseye Adeoye, representing the parents. The children, Oluwashina Ayomi Nathaniel, Oluwasemilore Glory, Oluwasemilogo Christabel Morenikeji, you are most welcome. Then, the man behind the scene, Prince Oluwole Olasoji Abikoye, we recognize you and thank you very much for coming, the jewel of inestimable value. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, thank every one of us for coming to attend this inaugural lecture. I wish us safe journey back to our various destinations. Thank you.
Shall we arise for the university anthem? All right, once again, we want to thank you very much for coming around to be a part of the 270th in the series of inaugural lectures of this university. Please kindly remain where you are as the procession of the Vice Chancellor recess.
This feeling I get high, feeling up my mind, and I just don't know why.
Please do not go in between. Remain where you are, please. Remain where you are, please. Now let's have the university scholars. To follow the university scholars, let's have the immediate family, the husband and the children. The husband and the children. Please remain where you are. Now let's allow our Kabiyesi and the chiefs. Yes, Professor Oluwakemi, you follow them, sir. So, Ademola Pokuola, Ademola Pokuola, good to see you, sir. You're welcome, Professor Taylor. Also, very much welcome. We appreciate you for your time. Professor KW Wahab, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Professor Titilo, you're very much welcome, sir. It's so good to see you. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. We appreciate you so much. Professor Ajeto Omolaraibu. And thank you for your time. Secretary Ekule, you're welcome. Thank you very much for being a part of it. We really appreciate you. God bless you. Let's do it. Yes. Again another time. Thank you very much. Ah, my dear wife. You all thought you want to sit down, my wife. Thought they want to sit down, my wife. This is kind of a pata. You're welcome. Please put your hands together for my wife. That's my